Since the comeback of one of the greatest Europop groups, ABBA, after nearly 40 years, everyone is super excited and are looking forward to their further activities as a group. The group has, post-hiatus, released an album called Voyage, and also held virtual concerts for fans. But amidst their ongoing schedules of virtual concerts, their guitarist has turned down the world tour, and he's not even guilty about it. Weird, right? Hello viewers, welcome back to our channel. Today we've brought you why ABBA's guitarist turned down world tour, so stay tuned if you're curious, and without further ado, let's get right into it. ABBA and guitarist Mike Watson has no regrets about turning down touring with the band. The legendary bassist is part of the Arrival tribute tour, which is about to touch down in Belfast. And Mike has the edge on most ABBA tributes because he was in the studio when massive hits like Mamma Mia, SOS, and Super Trooper were recorded, and appeared as Napoleon on their Waterloo album cover. He also had the chance to tour the world with the band, but said no because he was already booked as a session musician. He revealed the reason, saying, "I was asked to do their first world tour, and I couldn't because I had other engagements, but I don't regret turning them down. I did their PR tours, and gigs like Top of the Pops when they released Fernando. They only did 2 world tours, and in the last 10 years, I've done Arrival with 120 symphony orchestras around the world, so I've played more of their music now than I ever would have then." Mike, from Sheffield, had already started playing with Bjorn Ulvaeus and Benny Andersson before they formed ABBA with Agnetha Waldskog and Annie Friedlingstad, and played on their first single as a foursome, People Need Love. He was a studio regular 3 years before they won Eurovision in 1974, when they were dismissed in Sweden as a bubblegum pop, and after they won the competition and became one of the biggest bands in the world. He said that in the studio with Bjorn and Benny, the atmosphere was always the same, regardless of their fame. He further added, "I knew them before they were ABBA, when they were in different bands, and they were nice people. There were no divas." He reminisced those golden moments, and shared that in the recording studio, Benny would sit at the piano with Bjorn on acoustics, and play a song and write a few chords down freehand, and we'd do what we liked. He further said, "We might play a song for a whole day until they got it the way they wanted, just playing and listening. And we've had a great time. It wasn't like any ordinary session where you'd come in at 10 a.m. with charts, count it, and run through a few times. Their engineer was a very funny guy, and they welcomed feedback. I'm proud to have been on those tracks, and they were the biggest thing in my career." Wait, before we move on, if you're enjoying this video, make sure to show your love and support by giving it a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Also, don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated of our future uploads. Now, without further ado, let's get back to our video. Despite his long record with the band, Mike says memories of playing on The Winner Takes It All still make him emotional with its description of the breakdown of a marriage. Both couples in the group later divorced, but the tension of their marriage breakdowns never intruded on their performances. He said, "I didn't know their marriages were ending until it happened, but it still hits me every time when we play that song." He always knew the band's songs were good, but he had no idea that 5 decades later, they'd still have a worldwide audience. The 75-year-old also never imagined that he would still be playing their music following those music sessions in Stockholm. He said, "At the time, I thought it was good, although the media in Sweden thought they'd be gone in a couple years. I think it works because it's something completely different every time. You could go from a beautiful ballad to rock and roll to country to music hall. I absolutely didn't think I'd be performing their songs, and it's fantastic when you see people in their 20s in the audience who know all their lyrics. We were in Belfast in February 2020, and there were a lot of fans there. We had a fantastic time. I never get tired of playing ABBA songs." Mike Watson was also immortalized on the Waterloo album cover when the band needed a Napoleon stand-in. He happily revealed, "It was early '74 before they did Waterloo at Eurovision, and they phoned me one morning and said, 'We need a little guy to stand in the background. Are you available?' It was a photo shoot in a castle outside Stockholm, and they were taking pictures all over the place, and they wanted me to stand looking like Napoleon looking out the window. I think they were my own boots because it was the middle of winter." Mike ended saying, "That was the beginning and end of my modeling career." After years of speculation and several dropped hints, the group finally announced the reunion and new album in September 2021, and released their amazing singles, I Still Have Faith in You and Don't Shut Me Down, and obviously we can't forget about their ongoing virtual concerts. Can we now? Even though it's a shame that their longtime friend and guitarist Mike Watson won't be there with them, we and all the fans worldwide are waiting for their next virtual concert.